email batisca182@gmail.com.
Radio Democracy, the true voice of the people.
Radio Democracy, supported by INSAI and powered by Africell.
For news, views, and entertainment, stay tuned to Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1, simply the best.
.30 from New Englandville Studios. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the program. Good morning, Salon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Today on Thursday, January 30, 2020. We really bring this Thursday edition of the program come to you. Mina Asma James.
And Mina Elizabeth Campbell. Good morning. Inside the program this morning, Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens don't sentence 4 man them to death by hanging because he found them guilty, say, then kill one Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson inside November 2012. The lawyer for the first-term Commissioner General for NRA, Ajakala Kamara, and the first-term Director of Finance, Abdullahi Conte, na the Commission of Inquiry at the Macaulay, inside in final submission, they ask Justice Bankole Thompson not for take the evidence them with the Director of Audit, na NRA, Abdul Kurumagi, against him clients them, because he say not to true. And Radio Democracy go look inside the measure them where authority them don't put in place for make the coronavirus not we don't reach na saloon, we don't reach na China, no can na saloon.
Well, this and plenty others to read them, plus we go get updates from the Sick Picking Project, work about all parts of the program. You self with the listen can be part of the program through a text message to the Africell number 077-981-981. You can also go now Radio Democracy Facebook page and drop your comments there on issue them what they discussed this morning. The program now Good Morning Salon, and they come to you from 98.1 FM.
Well, we take we first issue inside the program. As then continue with the different projects them, we go improve youth then life and make them take ownership and development program them. The Deputy Youth Commissioner and the National Youth Commission, Emerson Kamara, say the youth demonstration farm project we then don't do na 5 districts go benefit over 400 youth them. As this project they make them youth here get farm. Emerson Kamara explained more to Sapti Kalon inside this interview.
The Youth Demonstration Farm for actually fulfill the promise of His Excellency the President in terms of food sufficiency. So, what kind of office we decide say 2019 no go pass, we know actually start for implement what the President want for achieve. So, what we will do now that we engage 5 districts in making sure we get demonstration farms. And demonstration farms, the name we actually decide for name and so because we want for get a pointer we will actually use for engage the young people that we don't do in the urban setting of the Freetown, because we all don't realize over the years we don't see plenty young people don't left the rural area and come in the urban setting. Okay. We want to get a pointer we are in, can engage young man at Freetown for actually tell them say let's go back to the rural area and engage into agriculture without having a pointer.
So what will be the focus of this farm? Like what things will be the happen there in terms of thing the way they plant? We
actually start with rice production, and the district then Akambia, Bombali, Bomoyamba and that of Kenema district. We specifically decided to start with rice last year, and I will tell you, say we succeed in doing that one for get approximately about 200 acre of rice we plant, we don't. And we don't trash and we don't bag them. Okay. And we get full support from the Ministry of Agriculture, and we'll actually get an MOU with them. We then supply with seeds, and we get for involve the community, young people them, and then community I will do their family. Cambia, Unalaya, Chiefdom. You get the one na Bombali, una Makini, we na Fullerton area, we na Banti, Makari Banti Chiefdom, and we also get the other Nabo and Moyamba and that of Kenema district. We use the community people then because we want for actually use them as an example to the young set of young people in our urban area. Law will come and probably provide the opportunity of employment for them. They work in that farm day, they may get a stipend at the end of the day. But not just limit them to providing that employment opportunity for them and giving them stipend. What will we?
Look at the ownership of them project here. Most time institution working the implementing project, I can say this gets for do with youth. But at the end of the day, they go see and say now the ad stage they involve with a way company direct benefits, they can pull the youth them out. What you will say about the level of involvement of the youth them and this youth demonstration farm?
Of course, the commission gets a clear mandate at the end of the day because the commission responsibility now for promote skills, potential and creativity of young people there for national development. So we not just want for involve young people there at the stage as you been likely say a stage we are in now for just implement a way come for benefit or not benefit. Not another one for see. What we want for see now that the young people are we actually involve them and make agriculture very attractive to them. And one thing we will make agriculture very attractive to young man away you involve them and they see the benefits at the end of the day. So the young people as I've been tell you, we not only involve them in implementing them family, we promise them say then go benefit and we promise we want for fulfill them, and that is why if you watch plan behind this implementation of this youth demonstration farm now for say after we don't work because we actually cleared line that we don't need to work for we they work together then they work with we. The reason make we say then they work with we now that one for say after 1 year to 2 years the young people are for able to own their young farm out of this demonstration farm so start to sow last year.
Okay, now the youth commission they talk about youth demonstration farm, and on the other hand of the Ministry of Youth Affairs we also see then they talk about youth in agriculture. Why would I not try to do something from a different angle?
Well, as I will tell you probably before we come there was this youth farm issue. Now the ministry we all commit we get a whole issue about the ongoing commission of inquiry. That na a different aspect. But I want to tell you clearly that the sector as we call on the youth sector, the commission get a clear mandate, and the commission in clear mandate now implementation. Okay. So of course we will come. We know say we get for implement, and we mandate in our implementation. That is why we decide say make we actually embark on this aspect of demonstration farm and in a different field. Okay. Now, make I talk say, we know the drum forget young people there for work for we. Before now, the youth farm we been there, Namasheka, what team they happen then it was having young people there working for the ministry. Then but now we decide say, let's work with the young people there, so, and we actually want for see we side at the end of the young people who own their farm there, and agriculture and one kind key opportunity for employment. We always cry on employment. If you succeed in having young people and then communities and then district and they coming together, forming them together and supporting them owning their farm, will definitely resolve the problem of unemployment at the end of it.
So almost youth them now these 5 districts also when they implement this youth demonstration farm go benefit from this.
We put together we actually been get over 400-500 young people across then the district are we been directly involved into this activity. We go day back.
Well, that's not the voice of the Deputy Youth Commissioner, now the National Youth Commission, Emerson Kamara. They talk inside our interview day to Sabtiyu Kalon. So I be talk about the demonstration farm project where then they do now 5 districts them, as it say it will benefit over 400 youth them.
7:39 at the time from studio clock, and we continue with the program. We're going to High Court. INSAI High Court Judge Justice Alaji Momoja Stevens don't sentence 4 people for make them go die by hanging because he found them guilty say they be killed Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson 9 hours inside November 2012. Elizabeth Campbell gets more and gonna report.
The judge, Justice Alaji Momoja Stevens, na the High Court of Saloon, been sentenced the 8 convicts them: Alake Olive Johnson, Omar Majid Eustace Cole, Edward Joseph Moejoe alias Unamsil, John Ture alias Leda, Abdul Rashid Jallo alias Cole, Tommy Joseph, the late Ali Conte alias Scholar, wey die of pneumonia the time wey he been there at the male correctional center, and Chernoba alias Cherry. for go jail for 10 years because they all guilty of count 1 when a conspiracy to commit a murder. The number 7 convict Ali Conte alias Scholar been die of pneumonia the time wey he been dey na the male correctional center. Out of the 8 convicts here, Justice Stevens been sentenced for pandem, death by hanging. Omar Majid Eustace Cole, Edward Joseph Moijwe alias Unamsil, John Toure alias Leda, Abdul Rashid Jallo alias Cole, because he found them guilty of murder contrary to law. For Seka wey dem join hand for kill the first-time president of the Pharmaceutical Board Association, Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson, na in host na number 65 Old Railway Line Wilberforce inside November 2012. This murder case wey been dey before Justice Stevens from last year bin don dey na court for over 10 years, and according to the police report, then 8 convicts here be enter the late Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson in house one morning time inside November 2012, attack am and whap am with stick na in neck, and then bin tie in neck with electric cable, sellotape in mouth and eye, and then be lock am inside in house. The police reports carry on say then 8 convicts here been come na the house by then 3 o'clock middle night and be put petrol for burn the house, but the house not been burn. Then 8 convicts here been later go confess na police station, but the your part wey dem play for sake of the late Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson in die wey make police be later arrest them. Then 8 convicts here been dey stand trial for 2-count charge when a conspiracy to commit a murder contrary to law and murder. Before Justice Momoja Stevens give this judgment, the prosecutions and defense be address the juror them wey been later give verdicts for them 4 people here say them guilty of this murder when they appear for na court. The defense lawyer for the 8 convicts them na FB Conte, and the state prosecutor for the late Adeyemi Justin Patrick Johnson na lawyer Ibrahim Kane. For Radio Democracy, Mina Elizabeth Campbell the reports.
The program na Good Morning Salon, and it come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, they come na studio now and talk to his studio guests them as we want for welcome this morning. Francis Langoba Kelly from the Office of National Security. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning.
Dr. Harold Thomas, Health Education Program Manager at the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Well, then they are this morning for can talk about the coronavirus. We in China and don't they go now other parts them of the world, and also within the country they do. We get into guests here, we can tell you about that. And also now the program I want for welcome Ishmael Alfred Charles. Good morning and welcome to the program. Well, they also for ask people them for support the Sick Picking Project, as they don't get over 10 picking them where they don't able for give life to back after some different surgery them where they can go do in India. But let me start with the health emergency people in the studios this morning, where the coronavirus very dangerous. It in China, it don't kill people them. Country them, different countries they don't take measures them on how them go for prevent this sick making not go to their country them. Well, Salon one country where plenty people they travel go China for go buy market, go school there and do other thing in there. Well, how prepare the country there in case of any emergency. Again, the Office of the National Security now they for coordinate all the security sector and also manage disaster. Well, the Ministry of Health, they also manage the Public Health Emergency Center. We get the responsibility for address all public health emergency countrywide. Well, for can tell we how the country don't prepare. First off, I want for welcome again Francis Langoba Kelly. Good morning once more.
Yeah, morning, morning listeners.
All right, so una day, the Office of National Security, like I don't see earlier, for coordinate security sector and also manage disaster. We inside there you also get public health as well with the Ministry of Health, they manage a whole center. What do you know about this sick?
Well, of course, we know saying a sick will originate from China, and it only spread now over 10 countries as we speak. Harold will talk about the symptoms and all them things in there, but I think we're very contagious, that we know. And as we know now, we live in a borderless world, so to speak. As you rightly say in your introduction, we get responsibility for manage the Public Health Emergency Operation Center with NAC, with Ministry of Health. And I think we learn, we get that experience from the outbreak of Ebola. Because anytime they talk about a public health issue, I think we eventually, if any country get it gets security implications. You get for talk about the restrictions on the movement of people, as the case might be. You get for talk about quarantine, where necessary. You get to talk about logistics, and the health people then get responsibility as professionals for look at the health component of it. And as we speak, they don't get any vaccine for such a disease. So which means, as you rightly say in your introduction, we get a lot of Sierra Leoneans, they travel go China or go Asia for do their business on a daily basis. We also get Sierra Leoneans that win as students. If I waiting some countries don't do, they don't bring their students in from China, they don't quarantine them at specific locations. So we serve, as we experience what we get from Ebola. I can rightly recall at the time when we get Ebola, we'll not be even know waiting at Ebola. For 3 or 4 months, we'll be the one that waiting for do. Whether for quarantine, not for quarantine, whether for restrict people or not for restrict people. So based on that experience, the Public Health Emergency Operations Center and I post-Ebola experience where government be set up. Say one, when we get such a crisis of public health, the people that went at Ministry of Health, when are the professionals, let them look at the issues, how to combat the disease. Then where they coordinate the security sector institution, now we look at how we can able to deal with issues of restrictions on the movement of people, issues of coordination, and issues of logistics. Because you know we expect that person where they fed disease as medical person, they go begin think about for quarantine people. I mean not in your area than they. So the kind of lesson where Ebola be not teach we be not gain that experience. So that make after Ebola we even develop what you call the National Public Health Emergency Response Plan in concert with the Ministry of Health. So in case anything happen, what we were able to do. We don't want to see again say, may God forbid we get such a disease like how we get Ebola when we are quite ill prepared. And also you get for no say the security sector component get what you call the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. That Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, ASLAF, then get a very thorough medical component. We also waiting happen during Ebola, the role where they play. Even in terms of testing, the lab, then get all the facilities for test for their diseases then they. So you will find out, say, the security sector with the Ministry of Health, will they complement the efforts of the Ministry of Health for address such a disease if and ever it get for Kokona, Sierra Leone.
Mr. Kelly, what you be the talk, you mentioned about the porous border them way Sierra Leone gets. And we know say people then they travel in and out of China and other countries they now we don't be affected with this virus. Waiting are the measures them with the security sector or NS in particular don't put in place?
Of course, we get 3 Class A entry points in Sierra Leone. You get the Lunge International Airport, you get Balamoya, and you get Gendema. And what you will do with support from the Ministry of Health, of course, the very thorough screening processes they go to them place then they get isolation facilities where they don't put in place. Port Health Day, all the other health facility, health infrastructure they are them places then they. With support from the Ministry of Health, they don't train all with security personnel on the do's and don'ts. You understand? And they don't get them sanitizer and all the other health equipment that they need for screen people at their ports of entry. We also don't reinforce with security presence at them all them points of entry. And not to done no more because as I say, we get over 800 border crossing points there between Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia. We no man, we nobody know the day. So we don't step up what you call we join border patrols between the Republic of Sierra Leone and the Sierra Leone police. So that we make sure say we patrol the areas and they will don't increase with presence na them porous border entry points.
You talk of increase on our presence and we know say anybody will get for do check people them where they come, they forget the sabi. How una go about for identify people them where they do them work then?
Well, as I say, we then at them places and they with the Ministry of Health workers. When are then the specialists now then get their responsibility. So waiting and do then team up they provide training facilities for the security sector institutions or related institutions. So when you talk about screening, and then they actually do them things, and they get the equipment them for one. We just they complement their efforts. And we they concern ourselves with the security component.
All right, continue for the between the program in Francis Langova Kelly from the Office of the National Security. They have for talk about preparedness for the coronavirus, just in case it come to the country. Well, also want for bringing this morning Dr. Harold Thomas.
Mr. Harold Thomas.
Mr.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, sir. And I'm the Health Education Program Manager now the Ministry of Health. You don't hear from Mr. Kelly where he talk about logistics area and the security side. But one for look at the medical side now of this sick. In the like where he start for talk, it contagious, get they still not get vaccinated. So in the events the country get from the Ministry of Health, how prepared una dey?
Okay, now I just give a little background about coronaviruses. Now viruses that we always don't exist, in the world. Even salon people can get common cold or called fresh cold. As a result of coronavirus, a large, family of viruses. But every day, then virus and they change them form, which will mean then they mutate, they change. And this particular one we then get at China, so we start December. Now another strain, I made them call it 2019 novel coronavirus. That means to say a new coronavirus strain. So and coronavirus then can they get some mild infection up to serious. But this one, when it happened at China, people then begin to sick, then they cough and they sneeze, then they get fever, then they get difficulty in breathing, then they end up with pneumonia, and some end up for die. So why when they find out and then find out in this new one. So but it don't we then get now over 4,000 cases going to 5,000 cases where they don't get over hundreds of deaths. And pandemic cases and they will get 99% of the cases come out from mainland China. The other countries and 17 countries or regions we don't get including United States, of America, United Arab Emirates, Germany, France, and the other side, and it constitute 1% of the cases, and even about 60 something, 64. But the number they always change because we get real time information. And 100% of the death now mainland China. And this sick when it meets you, now like any cold where you go get or where you go get pneumonia, if you alright, your body okay, you can able for then treat you, you go okay. But if you meet person, let's say the person he get other sick, for instance, let's say you don't get TB or you get other sick where they ambog you, though it meets you, now that they cause them deaths and so what thing we do, as Ministry of Health, we inform the public, we tell people and say this don't happen in China, and we don't tell them waiting we they do. Waiting we do for prevent, for let we not get importation in the country. And the first thing we'll do again, the health education division where they head, we do what we call key messages, and facts on these coronaviruses, where we circulate to all the health workers and to the public. Because the health workers the signs are the same, like way you get I don't say fever, difficulty in breathing, cough, and sneezing, and they feel well. But we circulate unto people And what thing first we do now, like how Mr. Kylie don't talk, we strengthen with POE, that is the point of entry. And point of entry, I mean, within the INSAI, air, land, and sea. Like we say, we get the main crossing points So we get some unofficial. But the one that they do international travel, mostly not through the official. Either most of them they come by air, very few will come by sea or land. So we strengthen them. We get now thermal cameras, very big camera where you come on at the plane as you come, then camera they pick you, it able for take your temperature. In case it miss, When you come back, we get a small infrared thermometer where like when them be used for Ebola, we check your temperature. And the signs and symptoms it not the hide. If I get cough now, for I come, however they suppress them, I go cough. Or if I the sneeze, I not be able for continuously in suppress them. So we see them one in the all in that person. If the person gets them, like 2 days ago, we even done further go na the Lunge airport, we go na the hospital, we don't identify area in case we go on for isolate somebody. Because we not go say, I want to make people know, because right now, the waiting day around, na fear. And people we all can afraid because of the incident. But people are not for so much panic. Then for just know how you dey get them and how you go prevent them, for you go able for save we safe and we continue. So what thing we dey do if you come out of the country, you get fever, you get fresh cold, you get the cough, you sneeze and all of that. Then a high index of suspicion. We go suspect you say you get this. Now we do the test, and the test, fortunately now, we dey do the test in Salon. We get to the public health reference laboratory, when they even work with the China Petri lab, and the military hospital laboratory, we get that test day. Because we be done the test for them viruses, and they will call SARI, severe acute respiratory illnesses, like a collection of them. And
all right.
But we get them tested, so we will test people them. If them positive, we go fence out, we go put them.
Okay.
Okay.
So let we look at how somebody go get her. How person can get this sick?
Yes, how you go get them? If one person gets them, first the origin na animal to human. Now na human to human transmission. And when human to human transmission come, it get sustained. It say. So what happen when person gets them? If you cough or sneeze near somebody, it go catch and become an airborne. This is not like Ebola where it pass and touch you. Or I touch you fluid, an airborne. If we sit down very close, a sneeze or a cough, if I get them, the person will get them. Even if I dey talk, because a droplet, the airborne infection a droplet. Some small thing then go come on your mouth, like a pit, where you not go see them. It's so tiny, and I mean they call them droplet. You go inhale them and you get them. And if the person gets them, is sick. You touch that person there. You know what's your hand? You take your hand, you dey rub your eye, or your nose, or you yes, or you put your hand on your mouth, you will likely forget them. Now that kind of way they get them. And then surfaces the way people in touch, like table them, the mouth handle them, and then the surface. If you don't, you get that with the cough and sneeze, don't you go touch the inside and you will get them. So you get for wash your hand with soap and water, or you use sanitizer. You
say it starts with animal to human, now human to human.
Yes.
When you talk about animal, now specific one they would talk about.
Well, you see them sick, then we classify them as zoonotic diseases. That means to say where they affect animals and humans at the same time. So where it starts now, one province, like China, then trace the origin to a wet market where they sell fish, then they sell live animal like a poos, like a rata, dog, all the animals and then other wild animals. Now from that place is the source come out. So what they do, they don't close that market. They use the market again. So but it don't come to mortal man. So that side they in London, the transmission established to human. What will they do now for break that transmission from human to human?
So how person go able for reduce the risk?
Well, now that's how they explain. Say, we as Ministry of Health and all we partners and we like awareness all, we they try for stop importation of the virus, because we not get them as saloon now as I talk to you, we not get them. So if we get them, that will mean that importation if they come up from other countries can inside. So for stop that importation by making sure that we borders them. Anybody with the can inside, we check them. But now people then can say, hey, then Chinese they all not get them and not encourage them. But if we get an idea there, we go miss everything. Everybody with the travel, whether not from China or from Guinea or from anywhere, whether black or white, we test, we do that screening day, so that we let not focus on Chinese, though we miss sometimes a black person will come inside with them. So we want make sure say everybody we do that screening day and for prevent like no come inside the country. But in case anything happen, like say we see one person, we go know who side for put time. You know the incubation period, like Ebola when at 21 days, these are 14 days. If we suspect you, we put you in a place where you not go mix with other person. We take care of you there. After 14 days, if you not get them, then you are free.
All right, continue for the between the program in our Thomas, in the program manager for health education at the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. The program na Good Morning Salon. Make we go for the short break.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody elect you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office elect you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all you supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Public notice from the Domestic Tax Department DTD NRA. The National Revenue Authority NRA wishes to remind the general public and taxpayers that the deadline for submission of self-assessment or revenue estimate returns is 31st January 2020. Taxpayers that fail to submit their self-assessment for 2020 against this deadline will be assessed by the NRA on best of judgment base. Also, the minimum taxable income for individuals, employees, and partnership for income taxation is now 600,000 leones per month. The monthly threshold for allowances remains the same at 500,000 leones per month. The monthly taxable rates are as follows. Tax threshold and tax rates. First, 600,000 leones, 0%. Next, 600,000 leones, 15%. Next, 600,000 leones, 20%. Next, 600,000 leones, 25%. Income exceeding 2,400,000 leones, 30%. By order of the Commissioner General.
All right, 2 minutes after 8, now the time from the studio clock. We continue with the program. Good Morning Salon. We come to you from 98.1 FM, where we still get to studio guest them. And this morning we did talk about the coronavirus and how prepare the country day. When we don't talk to Francis Langoba Kelly and also Howard Thomas from the Ministry of Health. The two bodies so the manage Public Health Emergency Center. We get the responsibility for address all public health emergency in the country. They don't tell you about the measures them way government don't they take in case the coronavirus reach Salon. All right, but come next to the other studio guest, we na Ishmael Alfred Charles. He very passionate about picking them away sick. He don't able for men with the organization, the Sick Picking Foundation, but 22 picking them, 16 more they on the list. We get severe sickness. Well, give me updates on the sick picking projects and why you there.
Well, basically, as family we might not listen to 98.1, go remember the sick picking project started about 2 years ago. Where the signature case, Nabin Baby Mustafa, we will need a total of $36,000 for make we go able for care and go na India or side for do in transplant case, and the mama be willing for donate, and we be need for raise the resources for make we able do that. And because we want for Baby Mustafa get the opportunity for live again, we been reach out to the public and eventually be attract the attention of the First Lady and many other Sierra Leonean, them Mercury International and couple of other institutions then come together and donate. overwhelmingly we'll be able to raise about $41,000 in total, and we will send baby Mustafa. But we'll be very naive for things saying that baby Mustafa no more need help, and we've been things saying I no more want for help. And so immediately with Mustafa, in case the better, many other people picking them begin for come up. Then we get baby Miriam, baby Mariama, Carlos, and to a point where we begin to lose the names then, because the picking them become so many. And today we are able for last month, well, this same month, sorry, on the 20th, we celebrate the 2 years of the sick picking projects in existence. However, the challenge not stop, because the picking they continue for increase every day, and many more picking they come from all across Sierra Leone, from whichever district where you think about. We don't get picking, we don't come out from there, and so we continue for the reach out to the public. Right now, as I talk, we get two picking them within India, we in our hospital specifically. Well, we get a couple of them, but we get two the way we need for cover for resources. We don't get some money from the Ministry of Health and the government of Sierra Leone for support. Then two picking, and they win a baby Salim Conte and baby Aisha Bori. And they all two don't they in our hospital. They don't do the surgery them successfully. However, we end up for running into more challenges. We go above the estimated cost, because before they left Salim Conte being them diagnosed of ventricular septal defect. But when you go India, when they do further diagnosis and then discover for say now the mitral valve damage, and also in aorta pulmonary they also get issues. So they may need for do that surgery for correct them, and when they do them, it is supposed to take only 3 days in the neonatal intensive care units. But unfortunately, because of the complications them and how much it been sick, it end up for take 22 days in the neonatal intensive care unit, where we actually make we get a pressure for we able for get for pay more money when I've been $6,900, where would effect for fundraise for. If we don't get pledges, we don't get few people that we don't show interest for support that one day, and then after which we also get baby Aisha when your surgery come after Salim, and INSAI being get what in call tetralogy of the phallus, and also we also get what in call TGA, transposition of the great arteries. But these are all medical terminologies the way Mr. Thomas might able for help with better than I do, because me not a doctor, but me not even read public health, but I just did into humanitarianism. But interestingly, at the end of the day, we also end up having baby Aisha in the intensive care unit for 27 days. So if you would the hospital give you discounts, we still get for pay $4,628 for complete the medical bill.
Ishmael, then sick there, so far from where I don't they follow you, we don't help for men. Plenty of them pick they are 22. Really don't go and come back, even though we get 3 deaths day. But they're not able for men then picking their so at all. Some of their cases there where they pick here can get pass them go fly them out of the country.
No, unfortunately, we're not able for take care. We're not able for do their surgeries and then a salon. One, we not get the requisite expertise, and two, we not get the sophisticated medical facilities and theaters then for we for cater for that kind process then they. So now the challenges then what we get, and even from the medical reports now because we know to medical doctors that we can always ask the patients then before we even begin to look into the case or talk about the case, or like all the terminologies then the way I say now waiting the doctors then can don't write from waiting they call the medical reports. Yes, the doctors them not Sierra Leone, because we always can encourage the families them for me to ensure so then go with the picking them to a medical doctor or to a hospital, where the hospital go do proper and comprehensive diagnosis. We go determine waiting exactly they do this picking.
So what do you want now?
What I want right now in for fumble them today now completely waiting people and can laugh at where I can call them bigger. Yeah, in English we can say na fundraising, but primarily what we translate that in a Creole na bigger. And so today I didn't ask for bigger for make people them where they listen to 98.1, family them where they watch 98.1 on Facebook across the world. For make we all collectively come together and make we able to put together resources then so that we will support them baby they are so that they go regain their life. We get 16 more in the list, but we want for first of all close them one they are so we don't get, and then we go to the next stage. And we believe say we able for do one because love cultivation are a process, and a part of the thing that we also did fit for do. We want to make people them able for develop the desire for care for the one we not to young pikin, because many a times we can get in circumstances and situations then where people then can say, oh well, not to me pikin and how I go care, but over the period Sierra Leoneans them and non-Sierra Leoneans them across the world don't demonstrate that concern day and that love day for able for show love to the pikin them, and will they continue for cultivate love.
Now we don't see plenty people them they follow the sick picking projects, and then as streets, they ask people them for support. They get people and support from that direction. That kind of
It's in a very hard and tough process. I mean, street campaign very new in our salon, and of course donation business generally even as until we're very new. People are used for donate mostly in our religious houses them, but not to for causes them. So for make we go big in our streets very difficult, and most times we can affect for make even the volunteers then can get tired. When I just start the first 2-3 days, you will get more people then will come, and as time they go, the number of volunteers they even will come in our streets they reduce, because it's very tiring for run around the streets for 2-3 hours, and they beg. Basically, some people and they look you like who's kind of bigger man this even they look you up to down and in funny ways. But we thank God that some other people and they will don't show so much love and don't show so much care. We not ask anybody for give anything extraordinary. We just want 20,000 Sierra Leoneans for decide for give 30,000 leons, and that's it. Once we get down there and we make a monthly, then we'll be able to save as many picking them as we can.
All right, continue for the with we. You can give me numbers or how somebody can donate. Now, Ishmael Afre Charles, they call on Sierra Leoneans them for help. The sick picking projects as they get picking right now within a hospital. We need surgery, and they ask that when I support them. We continue with the program. 11 minutes after 8. Now the time for my studio clock. Will they come over again to we studio guest them? I will come to you, Francis Langoba Kelly from the Office of the National Security. You be the talk about the operational guidelines. Them just earlier we start for talk for hospitals, also airports. But in the event somebody, for example, now the far east, the north, get them, or how they go able to get the understanding of this sick. We're not to be just free to normal with waiting the sensitization on the with.
Well, I think the Ministry of Health get enough. They get social mobilizers, if you can recall. Just like how we did during Ebola, now they same precautionary measures. They don't train them, even they don't train with young security practitioners with the countrywide. Yeah. So then social mobilizers, they go around the country, they deploy them all over for educate people on the do's and don'ts. Because just like the precautionary measures we take during Ebola, the infection, prevention and control, hand washing, like how Mr. Thomas talk, sanitizer, now them precautions that we supposed for take. So the social mobilizers, the way they don't train, in concert with the security sector practitioners, where they all over the country. Then they go around, they educate the various local communities. So whether you're in at the far east or the far north, then social mobilizers, then they access them. Then they get them community meetings, then they get them engagements, then they tell them on the do's and don'ts. When so, precautionary measures.
As soon as they prepare for in case this that sick really no can save salon. But we also get students in particular, coupled with this the one day we go do business. As a country, when they in touch with the authorities, them now China, they for make sure say the students they keep safe, even if we not get the manpower for bring the students like other country that they do.
Yes. The emergency operations center will get not the Ministry of Health and Wellness, they don't more other components that what did they talk about now? That fall within the remit of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs are part of with the National Security Council coordinating group, where they meet and take decisions and deliberate on the issues they are. For now, we don't create any alarm or panic, like what Mr. Thomas say. With students that in China, some countries they don't panic, they don't even repatriate the students them. And when they get them, they go isolate them. Now their own country, create special units for them. We don't want for do them kind. They are students. Let them go about their normal business. But of course, the embassy in China, we embassy in China, and of course now then they take care of the students. Then they in close touch with the students. They are not neglected. So they say they engage them. Now the same precautionary measures the students they get for take. You know, but like who side the disease originated in China, you find out say they don't quarantine all the areas then the whole province where people know they move out.
Right. Adherence to their measures there, so we don't put in place now one big challenge where we make even the term for the Ebola crisis. We make the Ebola be all over the place in the country. How in short the security, the work for make sure say people are adhere to the preventive measures them we the partners they don't put in place.
Well, for now, with security classification, they level 1 because we not get the disease yet in the country. Hence, we don't get that disease. With security sector classification, they go level 3. We go require the president for declare a public emergency. When they don't declare a public emergency, then they not power. If they say no do this, you don't have now the security sector they can inside. Just like how they do during Ebola. If they say we not congregate now, we not do this, you don't have. You know what they happen? We flout the regulation. I mean, they deploy police, then they deploy soldier them. But we will not get it. We don't want to create panic pan people there.
All right, make our read the first Francis Langoba Kelly. Make we take this short break.
Better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, that's a loan for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme day. We branch and they all up but not alone. Boko no kenema, we day. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we day. Jala free town loan sa, we day. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, that's a loan for me and you. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
In continuation of the 95th anniversary of the Prince of Wales School King Tom, the Old Prince Williams Association will be having a debate between Mansfield, Granville, Macaulay and Wilberforce houses on Friday 31st January 2020 at the school grounds King Tom at 11:30 a.m. Come and support your house and demonstrate that you keep a niche within your heart for our Prince of Wales King Tom.
All right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. We see the talk about the coronavirus and the preparedness of Salon in the events the country gets the outbreak. Well, we don't talk to the security experts from ONS, where now Francis Langoba Kelly, and I want to welcome again Harold Thomas, Program Manager Health Education at the Ministry of Health. Now, we understand say this virus you can get without symptoms.
Yes, you can get the virus. Most people then they show signs and symptoms. But we get people who then say asymptomatic, they show any sign. But once they get them, they can transfer them to other people. So that's again we get very few of them people in the way they transfer them without they know they show signs and symptoms. They're not sick. But once they get another system, if they talk, then breathe, or then cough, or then sneeze. Well, in fact, they're not going to cough and sneeze, but it will transfer. But the transmission will be very minimal, and that I understand, than the one that really actually cough and sneeze profusely.
They fly not by air.
Well, not airborne, but not to that distance. If a day, like less than 1 meter, that is 1 step to the person before you go able for transmit am, for you go dey near am. But if you not dey near, you dey far away, it go help. And we dey advise people when they cough or sneeze, then forget either tissue and mostly or handkerchief, but mostly tissue. So when they cough, then coughing. If you not get tissue, you need it for cough. The back of your elbow, you go to your sleeve part, you can cough there or you sneeze there. So it not go spread, go to other person. Now that's we advise people. Well, people then can dey in the habit for just cough or then blow their nose, they whip on a wall. The next moment, then begin shake people there.
Mr. Hall, make we talk how una know say the measure them way una put in place go able for detect this kind of virus.
Yes, because it's simple. When you get, like how we say, the signs and symptoms, the coughing, the sneezing, the difficult breathing, the fever, that's one that we know the hide at all. You cannot hide cough, like what I can hide for the cough, I don't show, or the sneeze, or the fever, you know, go hide all the one in this. So when we see them, now coming to say you get them right now in a salon, people and they will go cough and sneeze, then get fever. But